Welcome.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
Welcome.
morning. We want to say happy Sunday and at the same time want to acknowledge that this is not necessarily a joyous Sunday. We're live for the first time since March, middle of March.
Yeah.
Live here on Page Street and with you live.
And I love you were on that camera.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, okay, thanks for the help.
We're live.
We're live. And we had recorded a service on Friday afternoon. We were just wrapped, and as we finished recording the service, we got the news that Ruth Bader Ginsburg had passed away. And
I mean, in the midst of our own personal response, which Ken and I both describe as being punched in the gut, we immediately realized that we were planning on going live next Sunday, and that we needed to go live today, that it was important for this service to happen in real time.
And this is a great opportunity to demonstrate why we have the unity principles, we have the unity service, and we have the unity community. Because in moments like this, I feel and I know that this teaching, this way of living, has really saved my life. So we wanted to, in real time, affirm, reiterate, and demonstrate these principles and practices to guide us all through this, because we needed it.
I was just going to say, let's be really clear. I've been really honest with the prayer chaplain meeting yesterday, with my class. Like, I needed this too. Like, how do we actually stand in what we know when we're being, at least for myself, incredibly triggered, like incredibly triggered.
Yeah, and despair. I heard the word in a couple different sources I was listening to and watching this weekend. Despair rising up, and fear.
Powerlessness.
Mm-hmm. And we wanted to be able to acknowledge it and address it, and we have a forum this morning that we're going to use to share that. As you might know already, the format we have to keep us and everyone safe is that the singers record their music on Thursday nights, and we embed it in the technology here and share it with you on Sunday morning. We're going to do the same thing. And of course, perfectly, every song we had already picked worked perfect for what we're going to do this morning. Although we do have Misa and Dean here in the house with us today, but we are going to be using all the music taped, and you'll experience it live for the first time. But just wanted to let you know, so that's how Deanne and I keep each other, and we'll keep you safe. Right? So let's
move into, because I certainly know I need to hear this song right now. We have a song that we regularly start our services with, which is a beautiful demonstration and illustration of what we believe in unity, the principles that we stand in, and how we hold and see ourselves and the world. And that song is I Am Light by India Ari. And so I invite you right now to just sit back, to let these words wash over you as we come together in consciousness in this sacred space of community.
The things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. Light. I am divinity defined. I am God on the inside. I am a star shining peace over it all. I am
I am light. I invite you as we start this prayer to allow my words to become your words and to know the truth of this song, of these lyrics, that we are so much more than this flesh, than this body. We are eternal beings here in this human experience, but we are not defined by our past actions, by anything that has happened to us or anything that we have done. We are light, shining peace over it all. So we choose this morning to breathe into that consciousness, to lift ourselves to that awareness so that we may be that shining light on the hill. We may be the beacon of hope in a town of despair, in a village of fear. We can be the one light, casting out shadow, casting out darkness, casting out despair. So this morning, this day, and this season, we lift the consciousness, we lift the climate, we lift the conversation to its highest and best. We lift it as beings of love and light. And so it is. So we allow it to be. Amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Ashe.
So if you are having difficulty in this weekend or in this time, in this period, I invite you to write our prayer chaplains. They are here right now holding space for this entire community as well as our nation and the planet. They can hold space for you individually as well. You can go to our website and click the button for request prayer. If you're on our website right now watching this, there's a button underneath our live stream where you can submit a prayer request. The prayer chaplains will answer that prayer request for you in the manner that suits you best, by email, by text, or by a phone call, knowing that we are here for you. Reach out and let us help. Also, on our website, you'll see that we have morning prayers every weekday. There is a prayer that is posted on our website and on our Facebook page that I have recorded for us. You can check in on it anytime during the day. or at night. And Deanne's going to talk to us about some other resources we have here too.
Yeah, I've spent the past, 24 hours sitting and being present with a lot of you and all that's arising, and know that the spiritual practices that we offer, the programming that we're offering, Ken's morning prayer, I've got a Peace in the Midst midday meditation Monday through Friday, 15 minutes. Reverend Elizabeth is offering her sound meditation. That's every Wednesday through Sunday. It was right before service today. From 9:45 to 10:15 a.m. These are lifelines. These are the things in the times that try us, that it asks and invites us to step into our practice even more. It asks us to step into community even more. It's that expression where, oh, I don't have time, I'm so overwhelmed. And it's like, in the midst of the overwhelm, whatever that is for you, you want to make the time to ground yourself in love, in principles, in light, in what's possible. And that will then give you the stamina and the resilience to be able to move forward.
Right.
So take advantage of what we offer. Take advantage of we have classes going on. I mean, we have so much happening here to help build and support that community. And I know it was very helpful for everyone. I was with 2 different groups yesterday, and I know that it was very supportive for everyone, and myself, big time, to be in community in that way.
Yeah. And one of the things that I learned early on, one of my teachers pointed out, is that it's my job to meditate. And right now in my life, it's really hard to do in the mornings because my children wake up at 5 a.m. and I don't really want to wake up at 4 a.m. to meditate before them. So I meditate when I get here to the office, and I had to adjust that is part of my job. Is like, once I get the kids out and I get here, it is then my purpose to center, and it makes me a better minister. It makes me a better employee. It makes me more efficient, and that's what I offer you.
Makes
all.
him a much better boss, too.
It's true. It's true. Especially after 2 hours or 3 hours of childcare first thing in the morning. So we offer the Reverend Elizabeth's meditation.
Yeah.
Monday through Sundays as well.
Wednesday through Sunday.
Wednesday through Sundays, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So all those are on our website. You can click through and catch them anytime too. They exist in live, and they exist after.
Yeah, and my Peace in the Midst is on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, it's in our archive. It's archived there. There's a gazillion of them because I do them pretty much every day. So anytime you feel the need to reset yourself, there, it's right there for you.
So our spiritual connection card is also on the web. I invite everyone watching to fill out a spiritual connection card. If you click the button on our website, or if you're in the chat on Facebook or YouTube, the spiritual connection card will come up. It's a way that you can let us know what's going on with you, that Reverend Deanne and I can reach out to you, and it keeps us connected even when we can't be together in person. Yeah. And if you're a first-time guest, on that spiritual connection card, there's also a box to check. If you're a first or second-time guest, we have a little gift we'd like to send to you. Teaches you, shows you a little bit more about Unity. One of them is the Unity magazine, or one of our pamphlets. A lot of ways that you just get some more resources to support your spiritual journey.
We have a great pamphlet on spiritual practices. So if you're looking for the things that are going to support you right now, it's a great thing for us to be able to send to you.
Yeah. And both Deanne and I write in a lot of these journals. And
I'm in that spiritual practices.
And I'm in Unity magazine this month. So it's like,
there we
it
go.
works out perfectly for us. So hope it helps you. And I'm affirming it does. So check that out and let us know how we can support you.
So we, here in Unity, one of our foundational teachings is the understanding of affirmations, the idea that we get to name and claim and activate in present time what it is that we know to be true. And so we're going to start with our first affirmation for today to ground us in this space is sourced by the divine. I am centered in love. Can we all please know this together? Sourced by the divine, I am centered in love.
So it is.
So it is. And we're now going to move into our first community song, which I invite you to sing along with. This is There Is Only Love by Karen Drucker and Michael Gott.
And sung by Misa Malone and Carl Pantel.
Yeah.
So enjoy.
this moment in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Don't Misa and Carl sound fabulous together? on
You know,
that?
their
harmony?
voices are just like,
Oh, like butter.
like butter. Thank you, Misa.
Thank you. And we are keep interjecting a couple new videos here and there, and I know we have some new ones I'll be injecting this week into our meet and greet. But also, if you want to send one to us, please send it to us by Wednesday so that I can get it into the music production on Thursday. Okay? So, thank you. We appreciate your participation and getting to see your faces in that.
You know, that song was just so like really hit me right in my heart space. And we were talking about this in the embodied principle class about how music is really a doorway and an avenue into that heart understanding, that full body awareness of something, and that the words kind of reverberate through us.
The words are like an affirmation, like an earworm, but also the music sets a tone and an energetic feel that amplifies it in ways that just words alone can't do.
Literally, and it shifts our brain chemistry, right?
Yeah.
Music shifts what's actually chemically happening in our brain. So we have another song
Yeah.
that our very own Katie Birchie, who we miss in the office, but she's still with us to sing, is doing for us today. And it's one of my favorite songs, and somehow it ended up being the perfect song
For today.
for today.
And Katie did an incredible job on it. It's a Ricky Byers song. We sing a lot of Ricky Byers here, so enjoy. This is one you may not have heard before. And Carl Pantel on piano and Katie Birchie on vocals.
It all fades into God.
In my pains, there inside my weakness is the seed of something greater in me, and the shame of not choosing higher, of all the disappointing moments fade into God, and no mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God all fade. It all fades into God. No choice, a prisoner of anguish in a jail of I'm so lonely, a jail of all is lost, but the stars shining to remind us a seed will need the darkness to change into new life, and no mistakes have been made in God, and all the ways that we seem to fail in God all fade. It all fades into God. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit on which I am standing. In God I see and I remember to remember. Inside my pain is the seed of my strength. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit on which I am standing. I see the stars and I remember to remember. Inside my pain is the seed of my strength. God is my life. In God is such excellence. All the ways that we seem to fail in God all fade. It all fades into God, and no mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God all fades. It all fades. It all fades into God. Into God.
You have to click it. No. Thank you, Katie
Thank you so much, Katie.
and Carl. Goosebumps. I was here for that recording, and I'm sitting here this morning still just so moved by it.
I know.
So,
It's such a foundational understanding of what we believe in unity. I keep thinking about how on her deathbed that she was still thinking about the greater us, the greater picture. And honestly, I just am holding for her that she's at rest.
yeah.
You know, she's earned it.
Deanna and I were talking yesterday, and one of the things that she mentioned was Yeah, this feels like one of those moments. Do you remember where you were when you found out? Kind of moments. JFK assassination for people a little older than us, and
Martin Luther King.
yeah, and Robert Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. I remember I was young, but I remember those moments because they were the moon landing. Where were you?
Right.
And those indelible. And I remember I was standing over here next to our sound table. Right, we had finished our service and a beautiful talk that you'll get to see one day that Deanne did
Some point.
on Friday. When we're standing at the sound table, and one of our sound person, Thomas Soto, said 2020 continues, and he said while you guys were recording the service, this came through, and he told us, and I literally contracted like I had been punched in the gut. That's what it felt like. And because all the ramifications just instantly, besides the mourning, the ramifications went through my mind. What does this mean? What does this mean? And if you turned on the news, all the juxtapositions, what is this going to be? How do you position yourself? And it went instantly from mourning into strategizing. And it was just...
It was hard. That was hard too, for me. That was hard too. Like the fact that it all became about this other thing instead of being able to really sort of honor and respect and stand with this woman that, I am very aware that I would not be where I am or live the life that I live or love the woman that I love if that woman hadn't been the force of nature that she was, standing up for women's equality, standing up for any person who was oppressed. Her idea of equality, equal treatment under the law, and how she just went for that, right? She understood something about how if the law doesn't change, it doesn't matter how much we rant and scream in the streets.
Right.
Like, you have to change the law.
And so Deanne and I wanted to talk about what that means in our spiritual principles, what this service, why we decided to scrap what we had done and come back and do this live this morning, is because there is a larger spiritual principle, several of them, at work in this. And one of them, and I haven't had a chance to tell you this, but as I was driving here this morning on the radio, there was a tweet that someone was sharing on the radio show I was listening to, and it said, if you have never had to have your rights adjudicated in front of the Supreme Court, you have privilege. Right? And for all of us who have had to have our fundamental human rights adjudicated before a high court to find out if we could marry the one we love, if we could have equal access to public domain, right? It's like that fundamental is so precarious, and it feels like it's ephemeral, and it's not. It is constant, and it is indelible. But we must step up and claim it, and this is where our spiritual teachings come in, right?
Well, because this is the piece is that why she for me has been such a hero is that she understood what we would call an immutable and unchangeable understanding of the innate value and worth of everyone, and she found a way in time and in space to actually activate that spiritual universal principle, to activate that in our actual lives. And that is what I believe in Unity that we're all called to. It's like we understand there are spiritual principles. We understand that they're immutable and unchangeable. We understand that even if we can't see them, she couldn't see them.
Right.
She was being told, you can't go to Harvard. Oh, wait, all right, maybe we'll let you in, one of 9 women in a class of 500. No, you can't be on the Harvard Law Review. All right, maybe you can be the first woman on the Harvard Law Review. Okay, maybe you will be the first, Columbia professor who's the first female ever tenured, right? I mean, maybe you'll be all of these firsts. She just, even though it didn't exist in time and in space, she kept saying, I know that it's possible for this to exist in time and in space. because it is true. It's a fundamental truth.
Yeah. She graduated top of her class at Columbia after she had been top of her class at Harvard. She switched to Columbia, and that's a whole other story.
That's a whole other story.
But, and she was denied her Harvard Law degree in the midst of it. And she switched to Columbia and graduated top of her class and couldn't get a job because, as she described, she had 3 strikes against her at the time in the 1950s. She was a Jew, she was a woman, and she was a mom.
Yeah.
Right? All 3, because they would just ask her, when are you going to get pregnant again? And she wasn't allowed to work as a lawyer.
You know, it was her professor who finally ended up getting her a job clerking in a law firm, because he went to that judge and said, if you don't hire her, I will never allow you to hire another one of my students, ever. And so finally, she got a position.
And so her journey, the arc of her life, is one of the things that makes the difference. And you've seen the reaction of people around the globe and around our country right now. And it's not because she was brilliant, which she was. There are lots of brilliant people. There are lots of Supreme Court justices who are incredible intellects and incredible lawyers. But we're celebrating Ruth and we're honoring her life because she overcame so much. Right. She had to clear the path, and she did it in such a unique and
grace. She did it as grace.
I know. And one of them is to understand she did it with grace, but she also did it with a tenacity and a fierceness, right? A fierceness that was powerful. And this is a quote that is of Ruth's that I wanted to share with us all to understand that strength. Yes, and they're putting it up now. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen to side with the oppressors. Take that in. If you choose not to participate, you are choosing the oppressor's side. And she knew what that felt like. As we just described, she knew it viscerally, what it felt like to be oppressed, to be not acknowledged for who you are.
Not valued.
Not valued. She could not get a job. When she could not, she was turned down after law firm after law firm. Instead, they hired men who were not her intellectual equals. Get that? That she was passed over for people who couldn't achieve to the level she had achieved, and had to smile through it all. Right? But she didn't give up. You know, right now, there's a parallel in our world, right, in our life, because there's so much going on where we feel that there's our rights are being impinged. We can worry that everything we've fought so hard for, all the equality that has bubbled up, can be taken away in a second, and we can easily fall into despair and gloom. And I don't want to participate anymore. I don't want to play.
I mean, the biggest thing I keep hearing is overwhelm. I'm just overwhelmed. I just can't. I can't. I just can't anymore. I can't. And the thing is that, yes, you can. And yes, we can. And yes, we have to. AOC has put out a beautiful tweet talking about how, like, this is the nature of standing in resilience. This is about resilience. This is about being able to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And I'm thinking about John Lewis, another great who we lost this year. There's just like the pileup has been intense. And it's like, we got to make trouble, good trouble, right? We got to make good trouble. We got to make that happen.
Ruth's own life is an example with no future on the horizon and the deck stacked against her. She created a path not only for herself but for other people. Right? And for us to despair at this moment and say, "Okay, I give up, I can't," is a detriment to her legacy of always keeping on, her tenacity and her ability to find a way through the darkness. John Meacham, who's a historian, presidential historian, said it this way this weekend. He said, to despair is a sin. And as we know, sin is missing the mark, right? To despair is to miss the mark. It is to give up. So we have to lean into hope. We have to lean into hope. And then, which leads us to another quote of Ruth's. And I'll let you do this one, Jan.
I don't know if I can read it.
Oh, okay.
Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that
Others. That will lead others to join you.
that will lead others to join you.
Yeah.
Can we show that? Yeah, you guys can see it's not just me being blind. The font's a little interesting.
Yeah. Fight for what you believe in, but do it in a way where you bring people to you. You lead with the grace, with offering a more inclusive, a larger picture. I mean, JD and I were talking about, we didn't know there was a candlelight vigil in San Francisco. I think it was on Friday night.
Yeah.
All
these spontaneous
because if
things
we had, we
happening.
would have gotten Roma out to it, right? And brought her to see this, because this is like why people are honoring Justice Ginsburg, and why we are, is because what she achieved, she didn't achieve just for her own glorification. She didn't achieve it just for her own financial reward. She cleared it as a way for more and more people, women, gays, lesbians, everyone, transgender, to step forward and experience equality, right? One of her best friends on the Supreme Court was Antonin Scalia. And she found a way, well, though she never won his vote, she won his heart,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And that is more important than anything, is that we can recognize the truth of us, that even our political beliefs, our spiritual beliefs are second to who we really are. We are the divine presence of God. And back to our founding document, that each and every one of us has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All men, all women are created equal.
Well, that was her thing, right? It may say all men, but you can't take me out of that conversation, and you're not going to take me out of that conversation.
On the basis of sex, the film about Ruth's early life and her early work, the judge asked her when she's arguing her first case in front of an appellate court, asking, well, the word woman's nowhere in the U.S. Constitution. And she looks at him and says, and neither is the word freedom, Your Honor. It's like, and to understand that so deeply and so completely, that freedom is a hallmark of our nation and its identity,
Right.
but it is not written in the Constitution. There are things that are not written that are true.
Right.
And her ability to bring that to our hearts, to open more and more people's hearts and minds, is a gift.
So the invitation here is this idea that just as she stood for something that she lived into, that she saw a divine idea of equality, and she lived into that divine idea. She caught a glimpse of it. She caught a sense of it. And it arose from her own life experience, and it arose from what she saw around her. And she allowed that to pull her forward and to guide her and to place her in uncomfortable situations and to place her in spaces where she was literally breaking new ground. We stand in the consciousness that she was a pioneer, one of many. There were lots of people who were breaking it open, but she was definitely one of those pioneers. So what is yours? What is your divine idea in your life that is speaking for you right now, that is yours to do, that is yours to be, that you are invited to step into and to activate, even if it makes you uncomfortable, even if it means that you have to step outside what has ever been done before? Can you use Ruth's example as a model of what is possible for your own life.
Right. And nothing is set in stone. Nothing is a foregone conclusion until we determine that it is. In the face of all odds, we can step forward and stand in our authority,
Yes.
and claim the good.
That was
the highest
supposed to
part.
be the talk today. Stand in your spiritual authority.
And
So-
it still is.
It still is.
It still
That's
is.
right.
The message is that it's not easy, but we have to fight every day to make sure that there's more opportunities for more people, not just ourselves. Spiritual means something larger than ourselves. And there's a lack, in my opinion, there's a lack in our society right now for understanding that we're all trying to see, well, how does this affect me? Me. And it's like spiritual means to be greater than the individual.
And I want to be honest too, because I was struggling. I was having a rough time yesterday, and I'm grateful for my community because they've been holding me, and I felt that. I can feel the prayer field that the prayer chaplains are supporting me in right now. So if you are experiencing, whatever the reason is, right? I mean, this is about taking principle and applying it to those moments in our lives when we feel as if we're thrown off center, when we feel as if the tsunami of life has just swept us off into the Netherlands, right? Sometimes we are so filled with fear and anxiety and despair that it's so hard to even begin to find our way to the very beginning of something, of what is really true. And so I offer you hope. Hope, the precursor of faith. Hope is the thing that we stand in, and it's, as Ken has said, it's annoying hope.
It's annoying because it forces you to take action, right? Hope is that thing that goes, oh, I can't just sit back.
I can't just give up. I mean, let me tell you, I wanted to just put my head under the covers and just
Go back to
hide
sleep.
in a little ball. I mean, I'm being totally honest. And I couldn't because I had all these classes, and it was kind of awesome. And it kept me moving forward, and it kept me realizing that I'm not alone, and you are not alone. So whatever it is that is your heaviness right now, whether it is this particular piece that we are speaking to, or whether it's an illness in your family, or whether it's the loss of a job, or whatever it is, the sense of isolation because we're 6 months into some version of shelter in place. Breathe into these truth principles. Breathe into what we actually know, that there is only love, the song we sang. Find the places, the ways to drop in. But we need to continue to stand in these principles because we need more Ruths.
Yeah, we do. And we're going to take this to our time of meditation. I'm going to ask Deanne to meditate for us, to lead us in that meditation. But I also wanted to point out that we're not saying to not feel your spiritual feelings, your emotional life, right? We must, the way through them, the way out of them is through them, right? The way to transmute them is to actually feel them. We don't want you to bypass those feelings.
Yeah.
Feel it and allow hope to creep in. Just allow a little crack. Right?
So we're gonna do a practice right now, right? We're gonna stand in what it is that we actually know. We're gonna stand in the practice of meditation, taking this opportunity to center ourselves and to ground into this truth. God is, I am. Carl, could you please guide us into a quiet place?
I am right here, right now, right here.
PowerPoint? Oh. So we're breathing in to the truth of who we are. God is, I am, right here, right now. Let's breathe together.
Right here, right now, God is,
right now. This is the only moment that we have. This is all that there is. So let's allow ourselves to truly be present. Whatever is arising as you allow your heart space to soften, whatever the emotional experience is, God is, I am, you are. We are the largest container possible so we can hold all of the heartbreak, we can hold all of the grief, we can hold all of the fear, all of the doubt in this large container that is life, that is love, that is grace. We are that powerful. As we say yes and stand in the I am that we are, peace is, joy is, grace is, possibility is. So breathe into that possibility as we begin to sit together in the silence, resting in the love and in the light that is the very truth of our being. And so from this space, this place, we go forth, renewed, resourced, knowing in the very depth of our being who we truly are, what we truly are, the living expression of a living God that is joy, peace, love, equality, wholeness. So we breathe and we are breathed, knowing that everything we need, we have. Everything we need, we have. The very truth of our being, God is. I am the light. And it's right here, right now. Breathe into that truth. And so it is. Amen.
Amen.
Ashe.
Thank you. Wow. Now it's time for our spiritual practices. So they are something we do every week after these talks so that we all have a way to take this service with us during the week. If you're on our website, there's a button you can click. These will come up for you. And if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can also click the link in the chat section so that you can follow along with these and email them to yourself so you have them for the week. The first spiritual practice is share exactly what I am feeling.
Yeah, we don't want to do a spiritual bypass, right? We don't want to pretend that everything's okay when actually our heart is breaking or like what's really going on, and really be present, sharing where you are. You don't have to hide that. You can share it.
Yeah. And the next one is allow hope to creep in and demand action.
That
Just allow.
precursor to faith, right? You can do it. A little bit of hope.
Yeah. Third is to look for ways to bring others to your side. So finding the commonality, right? Not just declaring what it has to be, but finding a common route to a higher good.
Yeah, and looking for community, we've been talking about that this is our year of community, so this is the way, like connect in with other communities and interconnect and intersect our understandings and our values out there in the real world, in real time.
And then the last one, which is Ruth's, prioritize justice for all, right? Prioritize justice, meaning bringing it to the forefront, bringing it to the top of your agenda, and actually doing something, right? Prioritize means to bring into the world,
Yep.
right?
How are you going to activate it?
Yeah.
Not just thoughts and prayers. How are we
Right.
going to activate it, make it real?
Yes. So I invite you to fill out that spiritual connection card, and you can email it to yourself, and we'll get a copy too so that you can have it this week to remember that this is what we're bringing forth, honoring the legacy of Justice Ginsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's on our website, and now it's time for us to move into our time of giving and receiving. If you're also still on that website, you can click the giving button, but also anywhere you are, you can text Unity SF to 44321 and follow the prompts that'll come up on your phone, and that can enable you to give easily right from your phone weekly. Also, you can click the button on our website that says donate, and it'll take you to a page where you can make a one-time gift or a reoccurring gift to Unity San Francisco, allowing us to maintain the level and quality of these services. We invite you to do that, and those of you who are monthly and regular tithers to Unity San Francisco, we say thank you so much. It enables us to do more and more. Also, you can also just send us a check to 240 Page Street, San Francisco, California, 94102. And that is also a great way for us to receive your blessings and your gifts. And now I'm going to invite JD to come to us by recording again. My husband, JD Schramm, recorded the Why I Give section of the service today. And without further ado, I give you JD Schramm.
Shortly after 9/11, I experienced unemployment. I can remember it vividly, living in New York City, unsure how I was going to pay my mortgage and meet my bills and my obligations on the $405 check that I got every week for unemployment. It was a dreadful job market to be unemployed in. I graduated in May of 2002. And it took me quite a while before I landed in a full-time role and then ultimately in the job of my dreams, teaching at my alma mater, NYU. Right now, I am going through my second period of unemployment. This has been a rough summer, and in early July, it became clear to me and to my boss at Stanford that the chemistry wasn't working between us, and that both for the quality of the program I helped build and for the life that Ken and I want to build for our kids, that I needed to separate from an employer that I really, really loved working for. And so, once again, living on unemployment, $450 a week now, so there's been a $45 increase over the last 2 decades. But what I knew then and what I know now is that our giving will continue, because we're going to get through this phase. And I believe, as Ken often tells me, that if it hasn't all, that it all will work out in the end. And if it hasn't yet worked out, it's not yet over. So I'm in a period of unpaid sabbatical. I'm in a period of exploration, spending time with my children, doing a little bit of writing, a little bit of consulting, and volunteering in the election. We still give even during this difficult time. We've had to reduce our giving because a tithe is a proportion of your income, but we didn't eliminate it. And in fact, probably that 10% of $450 a week means more psychically as we put that and a portion of Ken's income as our family contribution into Unity of San Francisco. Tithing says that we give to where we are spiritually fed, and without question, right here, even in the pandemic, even via Livestream, this is where I'm spiritually fed, and I will continue to give, and my family will continue to give, proportion to our means, because we know this is just a season, and our only source wasn't my employer. Our source is abundance.
Thank you, JD. And the ultimate testimony to that, he recorded that for us on Thursday, and he's home with the kids right now. But yesterday, we got a call from our accountant, and our tax returns from 2019 are finally finished, and we're getting a 5-figure refund, a nice 5-figure refund. So there was, in the process of giving, more and more comes back. Just astonishing. Right.
It is that beautiful cycle. So we have an offering affirmation that we say. So I invite you to open your heart and to anchor whatever your offering is, whether it's electronic or otherwise. I will say it first, and I'll invite you to repeat it after me. I live in the flow of an abundant universe. With hope and faith, I give and I receive. Can we please know this together? I live in the flow of an abundant universe. With hope and faith, I give and I receive. And so it is.
And now I invite you to sing along at home. We're going to do our offering song. It's I'm So Grateful by Karen Drucker. Misa and Carl are going to lead us into this. I invite you to sing along.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful, I'm so grateful.
So yes, we are so grateful. We are so grateful for all the blessings in our life, for this teaching, for this community, for RBG. So we do have a final blessing that I'm going to invite us all to say in honor of Justice Ginsburg. So I will say it first, and then I'll invite us all to say it together. Justice Ginsburg, we bless your soul on its journey and give thanks for the path you cleared for so many. Can we please know this together? Justice Ginsburg, We bless your soul on its journey and give thanks for the path you cleared for so many. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you. We have some announcements. Flight, the Absolute Abundance Advanced class is coming up starting in October. Our online auction.
That's right. We've got an online auction happening, so you can find out more about that by clicking on the link. We need auction items. So if you know of anybody or know something, some great online class, let us know about it so we can use it, as this is our annual fundraiser.
Yeah. And so, we had expected this announcement to be a big announcement today, that we're going live next week. We're going to be live. We will be live next week again, but services will start at 11 now. We're preparing to get up. We had 2 rehearsals for today to get all this technology to work, and the technology we've yet to add to this. We need a little more rehearsal time on Sunday morning. So we're moving service to 11 a.m. What time is service on Sunday now?
11 a.m.
We will send out emails and
reminders
all week about that. But see us here next week at 11 a.m.
That's right.
And actually, yes, so we'll more about that. Today's Spiritual Salon will be led by Reverend Deanne.
Come join me.
Immediately following this service. Next week, Courageous Conversations. I'll lead more Courageous Conversations about race, continuing this work. And then on Wednesday, the 30th, is Loving What Is, the practice group of the work of Byron Katie. Thank you to everybody who made today's service possible. I just
Twice.
really have to give a shout out to our AV team, Thomas and Ryan. Thank you so much for coming in again,
you.
doing this twice, and making this all happen.
Yeah.
I think it's all gone out, right? It's gone out on the web?
We think it's out, right?
We think it's working.
We think it's working. Alex, thank you. Will, thank you.
Yes.
And to Katie, you just knocked it out of the park, babe. So thank you, Misa, Carl. We have a final affirmation, and I'll say it once, and I'll invite you to say it with me. In the face of injustice, I see and activate the good. Can we please know this together? In the face of injustice, I see and activate the good. And so it is.
Yes.
Amen.
Now I invite you to stand and to sing along with us in our closing song, True Colors, knowing that we can see the true colors of everyone. No exceptions, no exclusions.
Sad eyes. Don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you makes you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. That's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you've taken all you can bear, you call me up because you know I'll be there. And I see my true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So we're not afraid to let them show our true colors. True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
Here we go. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
We'll see you in the salon or see you next week.
Love you all.